when you record in someone else's studio, you have to like the advice or from someone else. Do you miss that right now in that own studio that you can get feedback from?
You mean feedback from the other person, people like an engineer or producer? Yeah. No, because I mean, we all kind of do. We'll record the stuff and then we'll, I'll take it and move it around and clean it up, and then we all listen to it and say, oh, I like that or I don't like that. We do all that editing and all that pre-production ourselves, and then we bring it to a real producer in the real studio when we're gonna really lay down the record. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, you talk about it as it went pretty easy. Was there maybe one song on the album that you could call the crybaby, the one that needed some more work?
I mean, all the heavy lifting. That song, I had all these riffs for it, and there was one. The verses. It almost didn't make the record because the verses didn't. We didn't have the right sound. We didn't have the right. We didn't have the right guitar part there. It just didn't sound right. So we took it away, and we just had the drums going. And we kept trying to add things after. The drums were already there, so we had to make something that fit with the drums. We just couldn't do it. We went back to using the original riff, but faster somehow. I don't know. It almost did make the record, and it was one song that I wrote. All the guitar parts for. So I really wanted it to make the record. So, we just really had to push that one at the end, to make it on the record.
So that decision making, is that a democratic one where each of you have their own, you have to...
Well, it was between it was Brent and I said, here, take that and write something in this little part for the verses, and he did. I mean, I had done it myself, and I'd written some stuff. I'm just I'm not real happy with that. You try. And without having the guitar parts down, we didn't have any vocal patterns yet, and any ideas for the vocals. So, the song was just going to be thrown on the back burner, and we wasn't going to make the record. So we really tried to force some kind of part in there, and it happened. It actually happened pretty quickly, but otherwise, everything went really smooth.
So you worked with a new producer this time?
Mike Elizondo.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping to pronounce his name right, but you already pronounced it, so that's really nice.
Great guy. Him and Adam Hawkins, who was the engineer. It's really easy working with them because they really know what we were looking for, and they're easy to talk to, and communication went well, in the studio. It's just, okay, here's your part. You should play that. Maybe don't play that so much. Play this. Kind of gave us some pointers here and there. And usually, by the time we go in the studio, we know what we want. We know how we want it to sound. But he was just there to kind of affirm all that.
Mm-hmm. So he worked with a lot of hip hop artists.
Yeah, I guess so. That's more what he's known for. Yeah. But he's a big metalhead. He's a big fan of metal. Plays bass. Mm-hmm. So he it took a little convincing, but he said, "Come on, I really want to work with you guys. I'm really excited." He came to my studio that we have, and I played him some stuff that we had written, and he was like, yeah, I can hear this there, I can hear that there. I'm all into it. I want to be your man, so we hired him.
Okay. So the previous albums all have this, I think I already touched upon it, but this overarching theme. How do you cement an album when there's no kind of overarching theme?
Well, this record we didn't really have a theme. We had a theme in mind for the record, but the thing was the record happened so quickly, and we just recorded it so quickly that we didn't want to. When you put a theme to a record, it's you kind of have to have every song maybe talks about the same thing, but in a different timeline. Mm-hmm. Like Crack the Sky was telling a story through the 7 songs. We didn't want to be, binded by having to do that. We wanted to be free. So let's just write our song. It can be about anything. Songs can be heavy. Songs can be slow, fast. I mean, they all could be on the record. Mm-hmm. With Crack the Sky, it was kind of every song has to be the same speed. Every song has to have the same feel. It was it's a record you put on and you listen to the whole thing from beginning to end. This record, we wanted it to be more sporadic bursts of energy here and there, and different things happening, and break that mold. So. Mm-hmm.